We've been asking it for weeks. The same question, circling an NBA discourse like a storm cloud ready to break. What if Kawhi Leonard is healthy? It's no longer hypothetical. On a night that shook the Western Conference landscape, Kawhi dropped 39 points in a clinical performance as the Los Angeles Clippers secured a pivotal victory over the Denver Nuggets. But the numbers only tell part of the story. He wasn't just scoring. He was commanding, asserting dominance on both ends of the floor in a way that only a fully operational Kawhi Leonard can. Late in the game, with the Nuggets threatening to tie, Leonard found himself guarding Nikola Jokic on the perimeter, a mismatch on paper. But Leonard, stoic as ever, suffocated the reigning MVP with suffocating pressure, ultimately denying Denver the shot they so desperately needed. After the buzzer, Leonard's post-game words were chillingly simple. "I'm just glad I'm able to move." That's not just relief. That's a warning shot to the league. Because when Kawhi Leonard is healthy, truly healthy, we are witnessing not just a great player, but arguably the most devastating two-way force in basketball. Denver should be concerned, deeply concerned. The version of Kawhi that shredded their defense, locked up their stars, and dictated the tempo on his own terms isn't just back. He's operating at an MVP level. On the offensive side, he was near perfect, 15 of 19 from the field. That's 39 points on less than 20 shots, a model of ruthless efficiency. It didn't matter if Jamal Murray was switched onto him or if Aaron Gordon tried to body him. Kawhi backed down defenders, spun into fadeaways, hit pull-ups off the wing, drilled corner threes. There was no spot on the floor he didn't own. He was the architect of Denver's destruction. This wasn't just an elite scoring night. This was a defensive clinic. When Kawhi was a primary defender, Denver managed just 5 points. Think about that. In a league where offensive explosions are expected, Kawhi became a wall. He was a shadow in the paint, the hand in the face, the reason the Nuggets' rhythm collapsed. All the doubts surrounding the Clippers' infamous load management strategy, consider them addressed. This is why Leonard was preserved, protected, and monitored. This is why patience matters in the modern NBA. And he's not doing it alone. James Harden, often criticized for playoff inconsistencies, is playing some of his best basketball since leaving Houston. He's sharing the ball, hitting big shots, and feeding into the two-man game like a seasoned conductor. Ivica Zubac is anchoring the defense with the intensity of a DPOY candidate. Norman Powell is providing spark plug scoring off the bench. The Clippers aren't just top-heavy. They're deep, seasoned, and suddenly surging at the right moment. Now the series heads back to Los Angeles, where the Clippers have turned Crypto.com Arena into a fortress. Few teams in the West boast a stronger home court advantage, and with the series tied, momentum is theirs. If you're Denver, you're not just looking at an opponent playing well. You're staring down a Clippers team that looks like a legitimate threat to come out of the West. And that brings us to the question, one that sparks debate in every corner of the basketball world. If every player in the NBA were fully healthy, playing at the peak of their offensive and defensive powers, is there anyone definitively better than Kawhi Leonard? It's a difficult case to make. Stephen Curry is electric, but not the defender Kawhi is. LeBron James, when locked in, remains an elite stopper, but he doesn't sustain it over 48 minutes anymore. Jokic, for all his brilliance, can't lock down on the perimeter like Kawhi. Even rising two-way stars like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can't match Leonard's playoff pedigree, because we've seen Kawhi do it. We've seen him lead underdog rosters to the promised land. He has the hardware, the finals MVPs, the defensive reputation built over a decade. This version of Kawhi is a reminder, a statement, a warning that when he's right, when the knees hold up, when the pain subsides, when the rhythm returns, he can outdo anyone. And right now, the Clippers look like they've finally timed it perfectly. Meanwhile, the NBA landscape off the court remains equally volatile. The fallout in Dallas after the shocking Luka Doncic trade continues to spiral into chaos. Mavericks GM Nico Harrison, in what should have been a moment of clarity, instead added fuel to the fire by admitting he underestimated Luka's importance to the fan base. His explanation, that pairing Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, P.J. Washington, and Derek Lively Jr. would have silenced the backlash, rang hollow. Fans didn't want a theoretical contender. They wanted the face of their franchise. A 25-year-old generational talent fresh off an NBA Finals appearance, dealt away without a clear successor or path forward. Harrison's insistence on justifying a trade only deepens the divide. This wasn't just a basketball decision. It was an emotional gut punch to a fan base that had finally believed again. As pundits dissected every word, one truth became apparent. This isn't just about poor roster construction. It's about misjudging the heartbeat of an organization. You don't trade a transcendent star without understanding the magnitude. And if you do, you better have results. Instead, Dallas is left with questions. Anthony Davis, brought in as a defensive anchor, has no clear long-term commitment. Klay Thompson's fit remains uncertain. Kyrie Irving, always a wild card, could test the waters with his player option, and Dallas is now trapped in precarious financial bind. The trio of AD, Kyrie, and Klay, none of whom have played full seasons in years, is supposed to be the foundation of a defensive identity. Yet one of them, Kyrie, is statistically one of the weakest offenders at the point of attack in the entire league. It's a contradiction that bleeds through every press conference and public appearance. And the whispers are growing. Many believe Harrison could be on the hot seat within the year. That Anthony Davis may not stick around. That Klay could be moved this summer. And Kyrie? That may become the most complicated contract saga of them all. Because when you're relying on three aging, injury-prone stars to carry your franchise, the margin for error is non-existent. Ultimately, it all comes back to one truth. In today's NBA, loyalty is rare, but foresight is everything. The Clippers bet on Kawhi Leonard, load managed through skepticism and doubt, and now they're reaping the rewards. The Mavericks bet against Luka Doncic, and now they're scrambling to contain the fallout. In this league, you don't get many chances to draft, develop, and build around a superstar. The Clippers have theirs, and he's ready to rewrite the story of these playoffs. Dallas had theirs, and let him walk out the door.